It's now time for our board meeting to come to order, October 19th, 10 a.m. At this time, let's all stand and repeat. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Members, we've all looked over the agenda. Mr. Austin.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the agenda.
I have a motion.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
We have a second.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. At this time, we'll have the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a few items. Compliment our board members and Ms. Cross. Everyone's wearing blue and orange today for Bullying Prevention Month. Mr. Finley will be giving a presentation later in the board meeting about efforts that are going on around the school district to make sure to shine a light on bullying prevention. We got two matters for executive session that I would like to ask the board to please consider. That is a construction contract matter and early graduation requests. Those are both the items I would like to ask the board to please consider at that time. Also, a special announcement, we've got two volleyball teams today playing for a state championship. We hope to be recognizing both of them at a board meeting in the near future if they win today. Lake Cormorant will be playing at 3 o'clock in the 6A state championship, and Lewisburg will be playing at 5 o'clock in the 7A state championship. So two big games today there at Ole Miss, and I'm hoping to be able to get over there and watch a little volleyball later this afternoon. At this time, Mr. Wheeler, I'll call on him. He has a special proclamation that he would like to bring to the board's attention.
Tomorrow night at South Haven High School, they're going to retire a jersey, a number 1 for Brandon Eccles. He was a standout athlete and a standout student there. He left there, went to Northwest, and had a good career there, went to Kentucky, all SEC, very good. But now he plays for the Jets. He's got a bye week, so he was invited home to retire his jersey, number 1. And it's very good to see our young kids, young men and women succeed. And this is a very big honor for him. So if you have never seen number 1 play, you won't see it no more at South Haven after Friday night. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wheeler, and thank you for bringing that to our attention. And it's great that they're going to be able to recognize Brandon and retire jersey number 1 tomorrow night. At this time, based on Mr. Wheeler's announcement, I recommend to the board that we adopt the proclamation that has been presented by Mr. Wheeler.
Make the motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Great. All right, now we will move on to our student recognition part of the superintendent's report. We have several of our top students here today that we are looking forward to recognizing. We, first of all, got a group of superintendent youth leadership students, our SYLC students, that I would like to recognize. Olive Branch High School, if you'll remember, we recognized our other 7 schools at an earlier board meeting in September. That was also the day of the homecoming parade. So Mr. Stripling asked if we could move their recognition, and so we moved to today. So I'll ask Mr. Stripling to please come forward at this time to introduce his SYLC students.
Morning, board members. Thank you for having us here this morning and allowing us to delay this recognition for a couple of weeks. A lot of these individuals that were here today, they were carrying instruments or doing something that morning as we were riding around the middle schools throwing, and the elementary schools that matter, throwing candy and whatnot. But we had some outstanding young individuals here today. First representative from Olive Branch High School on the SYLC is Mr. DeAnthony Claiborne. Hallie Curran.
Erica Collmore. Allie Dina. Colton Lee. And Reagan Young. Turn around, we'll get a group photo. If we have any parents here that want to take pictures, you can also. Congratulations. As I stated earlier, we recognized the other 7 high schools earlier this semester, so we look forward to their service on Superintendentship Leadership Council. Next, we have another great group of students with us today. We have a group of seniors who are National Merit semifinalists. Many of these students have been working toward this goal for the last 2 years. They took the PSAT test. Most of them did as a sophomore. The majority of them got into a PSAT class, which they were in for an entire year to prepare for the test. They took the test last October. They took the test a year ago. They finally found out this fall that they were National Merit semifinalists. It's a long process. So we're very, very excited that these students have made National Merit semifinalists. We want to recognize each of them today. This time, I'll ask Hernando High School Principal, Mr. Dwayne Case, to please come forward. As he's coming forward, I will tell you, South Haven High School is not here today. We'll be recognizing their students in November. Their principal and a teacher for winning a special award in Jackson today. So we'll bring them.
Thank you, Mr. Austin, board member. At this time, I'd like to recognize Hernando High's National Merit, Mariana Fulcher.
Right. Congratulations. Jason Witt from the Centerville High School, come forward now.
Thank you, board members. Thank you, Mr. Elson, for allowing us to recognize these exceptional students. Our first National Merit semifinalist, Mr. Kyle Chin. Mr. Joshua Gorham. And Miss Elizabeth Snyder.
Get a group photo. And also, do you have any teachers here?
Yes, our teacher here with us today is Miss Trudy White and Miss Alicia Green.
Congratulations to y'all. Congratulations. Next up, we have Olive Branch High School, Mr. Jacob Strickland.
Thank you once again, board members. Mr. Justin, we have 3 National Merit semifinalists at Olive Branch High School this year. First, Callie Curran.
Congratulations.
Mr. Logan Durley. And Mr. Oliver Hicks. And our outstanding PSAT teachers that helped get these individuals here this morning, Ms. Kara Stevens, Ms. Lisa Webb, and Ms. Chrissy Hicks. Congratulations.
Balance it out. Good. Congratulations. Next up, we have DeSoto Central High School, Mr. Shane Jones.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank y'all for having us today. It's my honor to recognize these fine students from DeSoto Central, starting with Mr. Carson Russell. Miss Abby Grace Dindy. Mr. Dario Gomez Walls. Miss Juliana Norris. And Mr. Noah Payton. Also, we have 2 very fine teachers with us today, 2 of the finest in the district. I'd like to introduce you to Miss Mary Kylie Ruff and Mr. Brent Embry.
Parents, feel free to come up. Next up, we have Lewisburg High School Principal Chris Perkins.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here today. I'm very honored to introduce the National Merit Semifinalists for Lewisburg High School. The first one is Owen Campbell. Elijah Frame. Gavin Green. Cooper Johnson. Ryan Morgan. Bryce Sherman. Claire Taylor. Addie Terry, and Jesse Wood. Three teachers that supervise and teach our PSAC class. One is here today, Miss Tabor, she's going to come up, but also Miss Tracy Hunter and Miss Maggie Dennis. They are currently at Christian Brothers University, so they could be here with another group of 11th graders going to that school today. And Miss Tabor is going to join them after this. So.
Go ahead and get a picture right there.
Two brothers. I'm sure nothing more than that. This part of the picture.
Call back.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
All right, congratulations. These seniors that we just recognized are in the top 1% of seniors in the state of Mississippi. That's how they were able to get this designation by their performance in the state of Tennessee. Congratulations. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Congratulations on all your hard work on our National Merit Semifinalists, also our Superintendent's Youth Leadership Council students, also and parents and family members who are in attendance. On behalf of our board members, I want to thank y'all for your support of DeSoto County Schools. I want to thank our administrators who are here today and our PSAT teachers. I'm just thanking everybody. It is a team effort for all of our students to be successful, and we do appreciate everyone. And now we are about to move on with the business portion of the board meeting. You are welcome to stay, but if you want to leave, now would be a good time. His presentation. Sorry, so many people left there, Mr.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
Good morning. Thank you all for the opportunity. This us the school board members. You know that every month in October, well, every year in October, we come together to discuss bullying prevention and awareness in our schools. So I want to tell you all some of the things that our schools are doing and still doing, just in case you want to drop in and check in on some of them. First of all, we start with our mission and the student services. We can look at goals number 1 and 3, focus on student learning and also maintain and structures to address mental health and well-being of our staff and students. Uh, Two campaigns we look at in DeSoto County to participate in bullying prevention, and the first one occurs on October the 2nd. It was bullying prevention with World Bullying Prevention Day. The theme for that day is unapologetically kind, and we encourage kindness to be displayed throughout the schools and with students. Unity Day, October the 18th, and their statement is kindness, acceptance, and inclusion. So most schools either participate in one, if not both of these days. Out of Bridge Elementary, basically, they put in the words what I've been saying for years. You know, parents and talking to parents, you have bullying, but oftentimes it's simply students misbehaving. So they put this on a flyer and they explain that bullying is unwanted, aggressive behavior that involves the real or perceived power imbalance, and there's some, and we look for a repeated action in it, but it can be one isolated event if it causes that child some serious trauma or interferes with his or her ability to learn in a safe environment. And then you just simply look at what is bad behavior or misbehavior, and it's being unkind, and we see a lot with young children, and we try to stress to parents that many of them are learning how to act and how to behave, just like the majority of adults that I deal with. But we just want to make sure to give kids some grace and let's teach them and move forward. They promote kindness, being friendly and being kind to everyone, and I thought it was unique how they put the community there in all caps with unity of friends toward the end. That was kind of agree. Hope Sullivan Elementary, if you have some time to stop by the last week of October, you will find the students dressed up, kind of showing that, hey, I'm taking care of myself, and then it allows me to take care of others. And I call it simply following the golden rule. At South Haven Intermediate School, the staff and students on the latest SIS on that Monday, standing together, standing up, and standing strong. And as well as they also participated, you can see some of the students there pictured on the unit today, yesterday. Oak Grove Central Elementary, if you look at the first two pictures at the top, this is the character council, basically their leadership team, and they greeted students as they entered the gym as they were preparing for an assembly program. And then those same students, some of them also participated in a skit during the day to kind of put kids in different scenarios to show how to act and what to do in certain situations. Ms. Purtle, she shared with students what does healthy peer interactions look like, and if you're not involved in those type of interactions, then we need to kind of go toward the positive side and get away from the negative. And lastly, the two pictures at the bottom, the school created the unity chain, basically saying, we're all in it together. At Hernando Hills Elementary School, Miss Michael is there, and they read the book. They talk about bucket fillers, meaning that we all carry around invisible buckets that you have the option either to put good things in them, love, empathy, and kindness, versus filling people's buckets with bad stuff. So that was a school-wide campaign with teachers, counselors, and everybody went in to read with the students and to share with them about basically being kind to Center Hill Middle School. I can always count on them for bullying, anti-bullying participation. It's in the pictures, and they have things going on all the time in the month of October to fight against bullying and bring the awareness. South Haven Middle School, this was unique. They sold basically candy grams, show your kindness by buying a friend or someone who could use a sweet gesture, a candy gram. And, when you think about it, we often hear the bad things, but to me, this is good because a lot of times you may have students who are ostracized or really not in the clique. And there's some good student in this building, I would imagine, that, purchased a kindergarten represented to one of those, students. And we never know something as simple as that, what they could possibly do, for another child, and how that could impact their life. So I thought that was unique, and I'm sure that made well with that campaign and trying to, show kindness throughout the building. We looked at the DeSoto Central Middle School, and this was their second year doing the kindness challenge. And basically, you had students here who were selected by the teachers who were, caught in the act of doing something kind. And when I was at Center Hill Middle, we were doing some of the same stuff. And as a teacher, I would be surprised or amazed to see the kids just trying to create a moment for me to catch them doing something good. And so we have, not just in October, but we need to focus on the good throughout the year. And when I first looked at this picture, I was somewhat alarmed, but as I got down to the bottom, I did confirm that it was taken on the planet Earth. School counselors leading the way. This is Olive Branch High, Ms. Simmons and the group there. And we couldn't do this without the counselors. Ms. Uston talks about the team. If you all can see how Tawana Williams, her department with the counselors and how we in student services work together daily. We deal with issues where we have to depend on each other. And a lot of times it's the counselors who are on the forefront working these issues out. We create safety plans for students, but we couldn't do any of this without the counselors. And I applaud them on the effort that they put forth every day for our students. Parents' involvement. I know you all probably are inundated with parent questions, concerns, bullying this, bullying that, but I talk to parents daily, and here are some of the things that I would encourage parents to do. Is talk to your students or your children about bullying, and we often think about the victims and their parents, but the perpetrators have parents as well, and a lot of the times I find out that those parents have no idea or have any clue that their students are actually involved in this type of behavior. So I encourage all parents to talk to the kids about bullying, and that way you eliminate the perpetrators, you tell the victims what to do when they are involved in it. And so keep that line of communication open. You want to support your child, empower your child so that if they go through something like this in life, they can stand through it. And oftentimes we talk to them about modeling kindness and inclusion. It's hard for a student to act one way and you're at Walmart in the parking lot giving it to somebody or cutting you off or getting in your parking space, and the students are there witnessing that. So you want to model the type of behavior that you want to see your students display when they're in public. And this is the hard one right here, the most difficult one. We ask parents to monitor their child's social media. And if you're gonna do that, we do suggest that you either take your medicine before or get a prescription before, because in my conversation with parents, when they do decide to go on or investigate it, they often find things that they didn't know that their child was exposed to or being a part of. So if you have a cell phone in your household and you're a parent, I advise you to randomly check. Familiarize yourself with signs of bullying. Okay, it's my child acting withdrawn, or it's something happening, not eating, like we used to, whatever the case may be, but just familiarize yourself with signs of it. And the last thing we ask for parents to do is role play appropriate steps for the children. Talk to your teachers, talk with the counselor, get around some students who are positive versus the negative crowd. And the last thing that we tell parents to do is, encourage parents to do, don't preach retaliation, because I deal with this all the time. I got fed up with it and I attacked the student, but you didn't report it. You didn't get the teachers, you didn't get the principals or an adult an opportunity to fix it or address it. So the worst advice is to give to a student is to take the matters into your own hands, because now you're in trouble for it. We have to deal with that. So we encourage them to know who to talk to, when they have some concerns and don't, retaliate. Lastly, how to report it, www.desotocountyschools.org. You go there, there's an anonymous alert, button there that parents can click on and fill that information out, and those reports come directly to me. If they do it on the school site, it goes to the principal, and I receive a copy of it as well. And also, you can tell them to go to the undefined page, and then you parents there. And if you go down, there's a link to report bullying and harassment there as well. So this is where, if you have a conversation with parents, they can go to report it if they can't get someone at the school. But they come directly to me, and I make sure we investigate it and get it handled. So, lastly, I wasn't able to show you all the things, but I can assure you at any school, you can find videos, music, banners, pledges, posters, all type of guest speakers, and a lot of our schools are tied red ribbon week into bullying prevention to promote a drug-free lifestyle as well. So that concludes my presentation. Do you all have any questions?
Yeah, you covered it. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Great presentation. Yeah, thank you. All right. We appreciate Mr. Finley and all of his hard work with student services, and he does a great job and very proactive. He does. That concludes my superintendent.
Thank you. The chief's not here, so I guess we're without a attorney's report.
No attorney's report.
So, that's good news, okay. At this time, let's approve the minutes. Board, I hear a motion, we approve the minutes.
I make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. The consent agenda, A through C. Mr. Austin,
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the consent agenda.
we have a recommendation. We have a recommendation. We have a motion.
I make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. This time we'll go to new business. Mr. Williams, bids for the turf field at DeSoto Central High School.
Yes, sir. Sealed bids were open on October the 3rd for a turf athletic field at DeSoto Central High School. 7 bids were received. They are detailed in your board package. My recommendation is accept the lowest and best bid from Geo Services Incorporated.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the bid from the lowest and best bid from Geo Services for the athletic turf field at DeSoto Central High School.
Board, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Board, do we have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Contractual agreement with Geo Services.
Yes, sir. We're requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with Geo Services Incorporated for the turf field at DeSoto Central High School.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the entering into the contractual agreement with Geo Services for the athletic turf field at DeSoto Central High School.
Board, do we have a motion?
I make that motion.
Board, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Athletic turf field for Horn Lake High School. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Bids were open on October the 3rd for a turf athletic field at Horn Lake High. 7 bids were received and they're detailed in your packet. My recommendation, accept the lowest and best bid from Grassland Incorporated.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve accepting the lowest and best bid from Grassland Incorporated for the athletic turf field at Horn Lake High School.
Board, do we have a motion?
I make that motion.
Board, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. contractual agreement with Grasslands Incorporated, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with Grassland Incorporated for turf field at Horn Lake High School.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with Grassland Incorporated for the athletic turf field at Fort Lake High School.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Board, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Bids for classroom addition at Center Hill Elementary School.
Bids were open on September the 26th. Classroom addition at Center Hill Elementary School. 6 bids were received. My recommendation, accept the lowest and best bid from Murphy and Sons Incorporated.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve accepting the lowest and best bid from Murphy and Sons for the classroom additions at Center Hill Elementary School.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Board, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Contractual agreement for Murphy and Son, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with Murphy and Sons Incorporated for the classroom addition at Center Hill Elementary School.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with Murphy and Sons for the classroom additions at Center Hill Elementary School.
Board, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Bids for classroom addition at Lake Palmer Middle School.
Yes, sir. Bids were open on September the 26th for 4-room classroom addition at Lake Palmer Middle School. 5 bids were received, and they're all in your packet. It's my recommendation to accept the lowest and best bid from Murphy and Sons Incorporated.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve accepting the lowest and best bid from Murphy and Sons for the classroom additions at Lake Palmer Middle School.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. Williams, a contractual agreement with Murphy and Son.
Yes, sir. Requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with Murphy and Sons for the classroom addition at Lake Palmer Middle School.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with Murphy and Sons for the classroom additions at Lake Palmer.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Board, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Ms. Gray, statement of revenue and expenditures for August 2023.
Revenue collections through August for general funds are at $42,464,652, which were about 9% higher than last year. Last year, we were at $39,004,965. Again, the increase, no different. It is due to ad valorem increase and for MAP. The revenues for all funds are at $54,943,302. We're up about 32% over last year at $41 million, but that is really about $6 million. So it seems like a big increase, but it's really not a big increase over relatively speaking. The increase in revenues for all funds is due to federal funds requests being higher through August for FY24 than FY23. Our general fund expenditures through August are at $33,016,898. We are 12% over last year. Last year we were at $29,528,386. Seems high, but it's only $3.4 million. So again, at this time of year, it's all relative. Expenditures for all funds are at $43,978,558. Our increase in expenditures is within the budget, in line with the budget, and we're continuing to trend about 2% lower than budget projections.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the statement of revenue and expenditures for August 2023.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Combined balance sheet, Ms. Brown.
The fund balance for all general funds is $174,698,990. We're up about 12% over FY 23. Last year, we were at 154,653,614, and we'll just gradually, slowly move closer to historical balances as the year progresses.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the combined balance sheet for August 2023.
Board, do we have a motion?
I like that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Statement of cash flow for August, Ms. Graves.
The August cash balance for district maintenance is at $167,623,969. That represents 67% of the cash balance for all funds at $250,858,665. Our amount invested with Smith Shawna and Regions at the end of August is $49,922,563. If you look at last month's report, it's a significant jump, but this is the time that we had to book it to fair market value temporarily. It will go back down after we reverse that. Next month, you'll see it go back down to typically what we normally see.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the statement of cash flow for August 2023.
Board, we have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Certification of bank reconciliation, August 2023. Ms. Graves.
All bank statements have been reconciled with the notice.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the certification of bank reconciliations for August 2023.
We have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
We have a second. All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Great
Graves.
job.
Ms. Haskell, revised board policy GAHB, political activity.
Yes, sir, I'm sorry. Yes, sir, we're asking to revise this policy to remove language that references elected superintendents since they are now appointed.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy GAHB, political activity of staff members.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Revised school board policy GBN, professional personnel separation, non-renewal. What's that?
We're asking to revise this policy to add the definition of employees who are covered under the Education Employment Procedures Law in accordance with Mississippi Code 379103. And this revision was recommended by MSBA.
The recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy GBN for professional personnel separation and non-renewal.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Revised board policy IHEA, class rank.
Yes, sir, this policy is being revised to add the career tech sequence courses of health science and engineering as advanced electives that will carry a weight of 1.05.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IHEA for class ranking.
Board, do we have a motion?
Make that motion.
We have a second. Second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Revised board policy JGCB, student health service inclusion. Inoculation.
We're asking to revise this policy to include religious exemptions from the state vaccination requirements.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy JGCB for student health services inoculations.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams, giving the personnel report.
Yes, sir. Pages 1 through 3 would be recommendation. Page 4, personnel change. Page 5 is a memo on employees who have not been awarded a Mississippi Educator's license and will be paid provisionally. And so they receive one. Page 6 is a memo from the Director of Athletics for volunteer paraprofessionals for the 23-24 school year. Pages 7 through 11 will be a memo and job description from the Director of Child Nutrition on the request to add a registered dietitian. It will be a 230-day position. Pages 12 through 15 will be a memo and a job description from the Director of Federal Programs on the request to add a title mental health therapeutic interventionist behavior tech. Page 16 is the Board of Education flow chart. Page 17 is the Superintendent's flow chart. Page 18 is academic support flow chart. Page 19 is the human resources flow chart. Pages 20 through 22 will be a job description for the community outreach coordinator. Pages 23 through 25 will be a job description for lead teacher mentors. And page 26 is a request for additional pay from the Director of Federal Programs on an employee who will work with the students after school for no more than 19 and a half hours per week.
Your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve personnel as presented.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. Colvin, residency. Thank you. I need a motion to close this session to determine whether the board should enter into executive session for the following matters. Student matters regarding early graduation, construction, and residency appeal. And also, I guess, no, that's the residency appeal.
I'll make that motion.
We have a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Mr. Chase will come back and inform you if we're staying in executive session, and we will vote on the matter in the small room. This is our meeting until, what's that time? It's a 2 p.m. meeting. We already voted on it.